we're back. We're back and feeling good, feeling good. Let's just clean this up. And we're back. The objective is still the same. Really trying to get a funded account on Top Step. Right, we're still backtesting the 50k combine. And I just hope to get good enough so that I don't have to repeat the combine like 1,000 times. So let's get on into condensation. Right, there's no take of any liquidity here. There's no take here either. I mean, we do take this. We don't close below though. So I'll be looking to work upwards. Well, according to the 4 hour at least. That's what I'm hoping for. Session low. Hourly low. Got this fair value up above us. But then again, ultimately we are looking to price higher. So our draw is really that high over there. So what do we have here? Oops. I did want to start investigating 250, but from my experience today on the live markets after trading 850, I'm just staying clear from 250 and 850 altogether. Alright, okay, so is it equal highs? I don't think it's equal highs. I think it actually tapped into the gap. Five minute inversion. Okay. I'd be really interested in selling off from here. We didn't get a market structure shift, so only on the 1 minute, and obviously the deviation is far off. I don't want to be too ambitious when aiming. Let me just reach for this recent low. Oh, that's clean as heck. Right side of the market. Yeah, when you're on the right side, it just prints, man. See that 5 minute inversion right there? The inversion, the tap into the inversion and the break of structure confirms that we are on that trend, right? And then just confirming that. Please don't mind there's a watering noise. I believe someone's running water from the shower, but that's besides the point. Very clean entry. If you wanted a tighter entry, yeah, you could have just gone for that fair value, but no. I want to stick to the closest PD array. I believe I spoke about this previous episode. The closest PD array is really what you want. On the 3 minute, when this candle closed at 45, we did have now an official market structure shift. Maybe just to whip it out in time to see if price will actually project it. -2, -2.5 is somewhere here. I really wouldn't be so ambitious. -2 to 2.5 on the 3 minute is this fair value gap. Can it print? And it, whoa, it reverses and it prints. Yeah, it prints. So that's another thing I should have been wary of, was paying attention to that 3 minute market structure shift. I would have offered more RR, 1:8. One thing I'm also permanently leaving behind is the 1 minute, bro. I, I can't handle the 1 minute, bro. Not that I can't handle it, but it's annoying. All right, peep this. All right, the 345 and then 351. You tag, right? Let's say you're 1 minute trader and you look for confirmation, right? At 350, you get tagged here, right? And then you wait for that market strategy shift. You get it. You enter off the market strategy shift and you get tagged out immediately. Whereas on the 3 minute, right, we have that break. We have this candle confirm, right? And then we have this candle visit, but it closed outside, giving us that confirmation. All right, but this is different because we do have a PD array already interacting by the time 350 already hit. Right, this is the 350 candle right here. So it closed bull, and then obviously the retests, right? But whereas the 1 minute freaking sweeps itself, bro. Because the things with the 1 minute, you need extra confirmation. That's from what I know. Is what I'm struggling to kind of explain in this moment, but I hope you guys get the message. Is that after, like, because you can see it's fractal, right? I didn't just come straight to the 3 minute. I got the 5 minute inversion, then the break of structure. After the break of structure, I didn't just simply say, okay, let's take this and let's put stops there. No, I went on the 3 minute and I confirmed that there was price action on the 3 minute. It's the same thing. Once it interacts with this 3 minute, you would have to go on the 1 minute and confirm that there's price action. That means like you're waiting for this market action shift to occur or this inversion. But then once you take it with your stops here, you then get taken out, which is very annoying. So that is the reason why I'm saying I would much rather stick to the 3 minutes. Since it's close to the 1 minute, it's to the 5 minutes, and it's like kind of like a middle spot between 1 and 5. I think it's the best execution time frame, and I'm gonna stick with it all the way into top step. Well, enough pondering on this win. We're up 2.1, so that means on the pass the combine, I would just need like what, $857, right, to actually pass the combine if this was the case. And then once we obtain that price point, $3,000 or above that, we'll look into the win rate and the statistics. Right, I know I was looking for a day to go long, but as you can see, this 3 hour candle did sweep this 2 hour high and print lower. Right, so you always want to be following price action, and then it took out this low. I remember marking this low and this low. I don't know if it's gonna print to finally take out that low, but this 8 o'clock candle did close the range. So we do have a bearish dealing range. I saw something here. So a fair value gap. After this fair value gap, did we get a market structure shift? Yes, we did. All the way up here already. No, it's all over here. So yeah, that's -1 deviation. These are equal highs, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was taken. It was taken. Let's see how 930 reacts. 930 ranges. 945. Prints an interesting bull candle. I generally expect this to be interacted. Printing a standard deviation. The negative 2 deviation aligns itself with that value gap. Let's see what we get out of this. What I would be looking at an entry from possibly here. And then printing into that gap. I would print just to take out the highs. Wouldn't be overzealous. I'll sniper entry. Oh, and that's out. Seems price action was not too interested on longs. I think we should have taken the advice of the market once we saw this choppy price action. We should have just not engaged at all. But it's okay. Lesson learned. Just avoid, if you see pre-market choppiness like this, but you know that price wants to go to a draw, just skip it altogether, bro. And it prints bull after that. Was I even paying attention to the time? I don't think I was paying attention to the time. Let me see. Yeah, I wasn't even 950 by then. I think with hindsight, I would have been able to see 950. Right? I mean, in hindsight, I'm not able to see 950. But yeah, I should have given it more attention. Let's move out to the next day. Okay, so we tap into. I hate that my computer is lagging. Can you guys see it? There are some moments where it freezes. One, two. So these eyes weren't taken. We are in a bullish movement given that high time frame was swept. We have these lows over here. So these are interesting levels to work from. Okay, price doesn't do anything. Kind of just ranges. Equal highs created. Equal highs taken. Continuation move. Looks like it's much interested in a high draw. Right, takes out that draw over there. Whoops. Yep. Right there. Let's see what the hourly level looks like. Yep, it's taken out an hourly level. But I wouldn't be too set on longs. I mean on shorts. Considering the fact that we did come back to this breaker as well as this fair value gap. But in light of that, we also took out these highs. Generally, with all things considered, we are in a bullish movement. The fact that this low was also rated is quite important. So let's not be ignorant. And considering the directional bias we already chose, it would be best to focus on longs. Let's rather trade what we see and not what we think. And okay, 950 gives us a print higher. Let's see. I believe this is a safe space to secure my stop. Not going to be over ambitious. Hey, why isn't it sitting? You see what I mean? Like everything's just lagging. Oh, that was quick. That was by far one of the most quickest trades I've ever taken. You see what I mean? Like this is I would say this is lucky. Look at that 1:2. That is to the pip. Like one error and you bye bye account, bro. See what I mean? Like here's here's the hourly gap. But then again, like I said, we're not gonna be too ambitious. Right? We're much rather just gonna engage with this gap and go home. Because like I said, it was a trade where like you could see that we are bull, but we're also bear, seeing that we took out these highs. Right? Obviously, beyond hindsight, it closed above. But then again, there is that bearish signal over there, and you don't want to be on the wrong side. I think the best print or extension leg was here. I want to see though if it can reach the -2. And it does reach the -2 in PM session. The only thing is it does that at the expense of collecting liquidity here on the 15-minute. So you would want to be wary of that. So after collecting liquidity, market structure shift, could enter off that 50-minute fair value gap lows on there, entering for the -2. It's a worthwhile trade in my opinion. All right, -2 to 2.5, and put that there. And put my stops there. Yeah, the trade's worth it in its own way. That much I can say. But as for the idea, perfect. Would this be something I would execute in the live market? I don't know. It's very risky, especially considering the distance. Like if I, well, the point of backtesting is to develop mental to be able to assess these kind of things in live markets. Like you, especially like I said, I am just aiming for 1:2 on my prop firm account. I do not want to be over ambitious in any way, shape, or form. 1:2 is fine, and I'm out. So the fact that like this 1:2 might even be perfect is great for me, right? So I wouldn't be over ambitious and think that like, oh no, there's a chance I might hit -2 deviation. No, if I had -1 deviation, it gives me 1:2. That's great, right? Most of these trades, as you can see here, I just let them go above 1:2, especially when it looks when like there's a relatable level. But in the sense where like these levels are a bit obscure, I'd much rather abstain, bro. Much rather abstain. Especially when like, you know, you see the 3 minutes, like it's so unsure. Right? Like look at the range between this, right? Where the stop is and where the entry is. Like this is such a tight range. Like even as an experienced trader, I would have a hard time picking that out. Right? Maybe the best entry was here. Entering off this fair value gap, trusting this low, and then going for the -2 deviation. Right? Then you would get something worthwhile. Right? Trusting that low, entry there, -2 deviation, then you would get your 1:2. Right? Because in there, I believe there's a high or something. 2.5. Yeah, right there. There's a high. Just excuse. Okay, at this point, we're like one trade away from the intended target. Just gonna check my phone for any messages. Oh, it's my wonderful girlfriend sent me a sticker. Cute. Now, let's get that one trade in. And let's wrap it up. Wrap up the episode. Okay, in hindsight, once more, we did tap into this gap. Again, like I said, I wouldn't trust 4 hour legs because I don't feel like price can do such far moves in such a like considering market volatility and everything. So for the most part, we did engage back into this volume imbalance. We didn't close above that, so I think price would have little to no interest going above this level. Much rather, I'd probably expect a sweep. Okay, price takes out the low here. Let's see what the 15-minute has to say about it. Surprisingly clean. See what the 3 o'clock has to print. There's that inversion, and then gets just picked right after this price barely closed. Okay, let's see if we can get, okay, we get a sweep. We get a sweep here. Are we gonna get a print upwards? We do get a close, but it's not 350 yet, so okay. Interacts with the fair value gap. I'd really be interested in seeing a close. Because the sweep happened on the 3-minute, it's valid enough to reject it. Native to 2.5, that's great. Okay. So now what happens is we prepare to engage. I know it's gonna project one more leg, so that's why there we go. It's not a break of structure, so it is not ideally what I want to see. See what I mean? See what I mean? See, no break of structure, no trade. It's just another sweep in and of itself. All right, so in hindsight, we have that sweep. I believe looking at the origination of the sweep was very important. Obviously, the -2 deviation was not yet attained. Yeah, this was a very tough one to be in. So condensation didn't offer anything good. Let's see if we can breach something going into New York. The hourly, well, kind of working in the Asia range. See if price can print anything. Let's look at the hourly time frame one more time. There was no take of liquidity, but there was a break of structure, so it's not valid. Right. This low was taken. This low here. Price is doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something. It's work. I don't know. We displaced out in and out this fair value gap. Displacing above. Oops. Let's see if we can get something good out of this. Okay, it's about to be 10-10 inversion. Let's look at the 15 minutes. There's this gap here. So going through that inversion, my most closest exit would be that gap. Alright. See, there's another low that forms here. But I really want to get out at that 15-minute gap. I've had my fair share of bad experiences with these 15-minute gaps, especially when you see like this 3-minute price action or 1-minute price action. You tend to become overzealous, and then you over aim, and then before you know it, your account is gone. Try to see if we can force a 1:2 here. Don't try this at home. Oh no. Oh yes. Well done, well done, well done. Can I go for that second? Yeah, I win for that second point. Like, well done. You know, like, take risks. Don't take uneducated risks. You see there, boom. What is this? The inversion? No, there's the order block. There we go. But this trade was great. Was a bit nerve-wracking, but it was great. All right, bull price action, break of structure, fair value gap, expansion upwards, continuing that bull movement that we saw amidst that 15-minute sweep. So yeah, a beautiful PA. We could have ran down, gone for that low. Again, we want to do 1:2, and now we can finally look at analytics because we're now above 3,300. That would mean a past funded account and a 55% win rate. That is only across 9 total trades. 5 wins, 4 losses. Not a bad metric. Not a bad metric at all. Obviously, at the beginning, we had a drawdown of 800. That was the max drawdown we ever reached. Then we went up 1K, 1.6, dropped to 1.2, went 2.1, dropped to 1.7, 2.56, and then all the way to 3.3. So, were these good metrics? Or are these good metrics? It depends on how you look at it. Are these bad metrics? Also depends on how you look at it. But the goal was attained. Right? The goal was attained. We also, let's run a simulation. Let's say, okay, we were down 800 and we up 1K. So that means we made about, well, if you go from negative 800 to having a running P&L of 1,000, that means you made almost 2,000 in drawdown, right? So your account can't basically go back to square one. Your account going back to square one would mean that you failed the account. So from there, we dropped just a bit, we raised, we dropped a bit, we raised, boom. So that's great. We don't trigger maximum drawdown after the fact, right? So the fact that we'd be up 1,000 would mean that our drawdown would be obviously 1,000 more. So we we can't go back to square one. And obviously we do get close to square one here, but then we round it up again, and yeah, it's great. So well done. I think that wraps up today's episode. It was a really good one, and I think the results, as you can see, unlike previous sessions that we've had, this one has had a considerable amount of wins, and I'm truly satisfied with it, man. So that's it for today's session, and I wish you all a good trading year ahead. Peace out.